Alright, pressure release valve, storage installation, operation, maintenance, testing, inspection instructions. Storage instructions. Until the time it is installed with the new reconditioned valve on the car, the valve must be kept in its original packaging in order to protect it from dirt and damage. Installation instructions. Do not paint the valve that may interfere with the valve performance. Do not begin any of the work of the car until the companies and all applicable safety standards. When no valve with the presence of the pressure relief valve opening, always protect the opening from the dirt, debris, and damage, etc. by placing cover plug over the opening flange, maintaining surface of the threads are wearing, containing buffer to dirty gauge threads, and replace as necessary according to the AAR manual standard recommended practices your company practice. Each time a new reconditioned valve is in a new gasket must be used carefully. Remove the row away of the existing gasket before installation of the valve. Examine the groove of the gasket surface with nicks and burrs. Ensure that the gasket surface is clean. It is important sealing with the valve that there will be no interference. When ready, install the valve with the new reconditioned valve with the packaging and spec. Sealing surface for nicks and burrs. It is important sealing the valve that there is no interference with it. Remove the nicks and burrs. The AAR does not allow the machine flat face gaze surface of the tongue of the trained specialist. However, the AAR specified tolerance must be not exceeded. Remove the protective covering of the plug of the pressure relief valve opening. Install with the new gasket. Carefully lower the valve onto the gasket, orientating the valve bolt holes to align with the stud holes. Tighten the stud nuts uniformly, alternating across from 1 to 3, then 2 to 4. It is important to compress the gasket evenly, not to over-tighten one side of the other gasket will not seal. Torque the stud nuts recommended by the engineering department. Inspect the bolt and connection for the leaks for the method compliant with your company procedures. Operating instructions. It is responsible for the operate the valve in accordance with the applicable federal regulation with the company instruction and procedure. The valve with the spring-loaded device is designed to automatically open where there is no over-pressurization in the tank. The valve and internal components should never be adjusted when on the tank card. Adjustment of the set pressure for the dome with the valve on is pressure test standard maintenance and testing instruction. Alright, maintenance testing instruction. The Department of Transportation and Air Association of American Railroads established minimum retesting interval for the pressure relief valve. It is important that each of the end of the pressure relief valve establish its own procedure for the testing interval of the valve used with the particular surface. The and AAR regulations should be viewed as minimum experience with the other surface conditions should be established specifically the procedure for the concerning the equipment with the valve with the new this product still in original packaging or ready to go and surface and further testing along with it have not been in storage for longer than 6 months. The valve that has been in storage longer than 6 months should be retested following with the procedure outlined. A retesting of the valve, the need for the retest of the valve deferred for the visually inspected for the product damage for missing an event, broken part with the damaged part with the replaced with the only Salco operation equipment maintenance parts contact Salco with the replacement part. Repair work must be aligned with the AR manual standard recommended practice M1002 specification for the tanker cars appendix A section 411. Disassembly figure. The figure 1 caution internal spring may be done under pressure. Exercise caution when the removing the spring holder. Cut cable seal. Run with the cut and cable seal hole with the flange cable to bring to disable the valve. Remove the first cap of the 9/16 Allen wrench. Remove the retainer. Remove the tool sold separately. Before removing the spring holder, mark the internal threads of the body to help locate the current location of the spring holder. This will help during reassembly of the valve in lieu of making the mark of the measurement. Reference location can be made with accomplishing same in the joke. For this instant possible, the spring will be under preload. The care must be taken to remove the spring holder into the spring holder remove tool. Sold separately. Carefully remove the spring holder while ensuring the pressure of the threads to equalize. Uneven pressure over the either side of the spring holder may cause the galling of the threads. Remove the washer, spring, and stem assembly from the body. Valve inspection setting in the area of the inside of the body. Stem and assembly washer, spring holder for the visual sign the damage of wear. In accordance with the AAR manual standard of the recommended practice, the M1002 specification tanker car with the appendix G with the section 4.3 elasto metric parts may be used with the gasket. Gasket seals must be replaced each time with the valve with the retest for the taken apart with the plate for the O-ring with the stem with the remove of the screws. Lock washer, seal holder, O-ring with compatible with the material with lading in the place. A small amount of lubricating approved with the surface of the O-ring and a real installment stem assembly. Lock washer, screws should not be reused. Replace them each time in kind with a torque of the 5 to 6 pound. Reassembly figure 5-1. Place the stem assembly of the new O-ring and lock washer screw in the body of the valve with making sure that the O-ring is properly seated with the turning of the stem by hand. Reinstall with the spring wash for a spring hole of the body using spring holder removal tool sold separately. Ensure that the pressure exists on both sides of the spring holder, but the gouging of it does not occur, returning the spring holder to the position that was marked and measured during the disassembly. Reinstall with the retainer of the body retainer removal tool sold separately. Reinstall with the cool cap tool tight with the 9/16 of the Allen wrench. All testing valve with the troubleshooting leaking valves must be placed off the car on and pressure testing standing step. for leaks occurring between the valve flange and the tank. The definition is found with the AR manual standard recommended practice, the M1002 specification tank cards, Appendix A. Start to discharge the pressure measure with the valve inlet where there is a measurable lift of the closure device of the pressure relief valve with which the discharge becomes continuous, determined by seeing, feeling, or hearing. Start to leak pressure. The pressure measure the valve inlet with the pressure relief valve with which the relief fluid is first detected with the downstream side of the seat. Vapor type pressure of the pressure measure the valve inlet after closing with no further fluid is detected with the downstream side of the seat of all pressure relief devices. Or your standard start to discharge pressure is each valve is indicated with a nameplate with the purpose of retesting the valve and ensure the valve maintains proper standard. Start to discharge pressure setting of the valve tape type pressure is above the minimum record tolerance in the valve with the state with the AR manual of the standard recommended practice M1002 specification of the tank Appendix D. The test must be performed with appropriate pressure for the standing of the use of the appropriate gas and stuff of the flange on the stand with the tightening of the bolts alternating fashion 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. Use certified test to gauge AR manual standard recommended practice for the M1002 specification tank cars Appendix D 4 or 5 of the pod with a specified test pressure with a suitable gas. Know the pressure with the valve start for the discharge. Reduce the pressure slowly. Know the pressure valve with the bottle tight. Spring tension may be needed. Reshape of the valve does not function with the prescribed pressure ranges defined with the AR manual standard recommended practices M1002 specification tanker cars Appendix D with the table to T2 which shows almost the match with the nameplate with the valve. Reset the testing of the spring. If the start to discharge pressure is above the valve, start with the discharge spring with not under enough flow of the spring holder and retainer need to be tightened against the spring. If the discharge pressure is below the valve, start to discharge the spring. So under too much flow of the spring holder retainer need to be backed off. Make the necessary adjustments of the spring holder retainer by using the retainer removal of the spring holder removal tool sold separately. Ensure that even the pressure is always maintained on both sides of the spring holder. Making adjustments so the gouging does not occur on the threads. The amount of adjustment should be proportional to the difference between the set of the amount of the actual reading. The gap between the set point of the actual reading reduced. The amount of the adjusting made should be reduced proportional so the gradual improvements are made. Repeat testing of the valve. Reset the springs until the results of the testing are consistent with the proper range. After completion, retesting, replace the protective coverings over the flange surface of the valve to protect it from damage. Replace the cable seal with looping in through the cable cap, seal hole and flange cable ring. Follow your company's procedures, regulations when completing all necessary documentation results over the retest and place the valve with the protective packaging, store it, and clean a dry place until it is applied to a car. Alright, your inspection. After each loading and unloading of the tanker cars, appropriately visually inspect the pressure relief valve for a visual indication of the damage, the debris, of the corrosion, or cracks. There should a sign of the deterioration valve to be present any time the valve should be removed from the car subject to the full inspection retest. Alright, this shows your pressure relief valve. 1 would be your cap, 2 the retainer, 3 the spring holder, 4 washer, 5 stem, 6 stem, 5 spring, 6 stem, 7 O-ring, 8 would be your screw, 9 would be your seal holder, 10 lock washer, 11 lock washer body, 12 cap cable seal hole, 13 flange cable ring, and 14 with a nameplate. That's your instruction, storage, installation, operation, maintenance, inspection, instruction for the pressure relief valve.